My name's Rebecca Chow, and I'm American, but I've been living in Egypt since 2004. Sexual harassment in Egypt has increased a lot over the last years. There is a study from 2008, and it's the only study that exists on sexual harassment. And the figures are that 83% of Egyptian women admitted to being harassed in the survey. 50% of these experienced harassment every day, 70% were veiled, and only 2% sought help from the police. And also over 60% of the men who were interviewed admitted to harassing women. So this is the situation now. Personally, I think that these numbers are higher now. There have been other studies, not so broad, that indicate that the numbers are higher, and I think that goes together with the breaking of the silence that has happened since 2008. But before that, even 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, we see a decrease as we go back in time. When my mother-in-law was young and walking around Cairo, she talks about a time when she could walk in the streets and not be bothered, and not be harassed. And a lot of people tell us that in these times, it didn't matter what the girls were wearing. Still today, it doesn't matter statistically, but even then people wore miniskirts or, very different clothes. And still, if someone harassed them, most of the time, the people in the neighborhood would defend them, and sometimes even to the extent where they would chase the harasser and shave his head. And so it's still something people laugh about today, that people with shaved heads, sometimes they get teased that they were caught harassing the girls. But of course today it's not like that. Harassmap is a volunteer initiative. I'm one of the co-founders, and our goal is to stop the social acceptability of sexual harassment in Egypt. And we have 4 parts, and the first is a reporting system by SMS, online on our website, by email, Twitter, or Facebook. Victims of harassment can send a report telling us what happened and where, and then we receive the report and we send to everyone a response, and this is the second part, referral to services that already exist, offered by a lot of the women's NGOs that are working in Egypt already. The third part is that we map all of the reports on our website, so you can see on harassmap.org a map of Egypt, and each red dot that appears on the map represents one report, and you can click on the dots and read the text of the reports and what actually happened. And we originally planned to use this to target outreach face-to-face in communities, to talk to mostly bystanders, shopkeepers, police, bawabin, the people who are standing in the street and can affect the atmosphere in the street. We still do this, but instead of using the map to target so much, we received so many requests for volunteers or volunteers who want to work with us that we decided to instead target everyone's own neighborhoods. So now our community outreach groups go once per month. At least they try to go once per month, and they go down into the streets of their own neighborhoods and talk to the people as neighbors and ask them to take action against sexual harassment. So not to ignore harassment when it happens or stay silent, but to speak against the harasser, and also to make safe areas in shops or the koshk or any area that someone has.